last year and beat IPFW in 4. A very scrappy team as Concordia, very competitive in the EIVA with Penn State.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Hilliard Gage Sports Center on the campus of IPFW. This is Mike Miles along with Ryan Perrott, getting ready to call the action in tonight's men's volleyball match featuring the Oilers of the University of Findlay and the IPFW Volleyball. This telecast of IPFW Volleyball is brought to you in part by Pizza Hut at the Marketplace of Canterbury, featuring the After the Game Buffet. We are momentarily awaiting the playing of our national anthem and the introduction of tonight's starting lineups.
Welcome, sports fans, to tonight's contest featuring the University of Findlay Oilers and your IPFW Mastodons. At this time, would you please rise for the singing of our national anthem, sung tonight by Mr. Joe Cochran. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thanks, Joe. And now the starters for the University of Findlay. A 6-foot junior from Brecksville, Ohio, number 4, Nick Wolf. A 6'5" freshman from Speedway, Indiana, number 10, Josh Noblet. A 6'5" sophomore from Cincinnati, Ohio, number 12, Scott Monroe. A 6'7" freshman from Mesa, Arizona, number 13, Scott Warren. A 6'4" junior from Miller City, Ohio, number 14, Steve Yarnell. A 6'5" sophomore from New Madison, Ohio, number 15, Jeff Overfield. And at Librero, a 6-foot junior from Louisville, Kentucky, number 1, Brent Mullins. Head coach of the Oilers is Wick Kulchikoff. He is assisted by Hadley Foster. And now, the starters for your IPFW Mastodons. A 6'3" freshman from Bayamon, Puerto Rico, number 1, Dennis Santiago. A 6'2" junior from Manhattan, Illinois, number 2, Ryan Staley. A 6'6" freshman from Mishawaka, Indiana, number 3, Mitch Dreisbach. A 6'4" freshman from Akron, Ohio, number 8, Nick Bellman. A 6'7" senior from Racine, Wisconsin, number 9, Josh Sanders. A 6'6" junior from Cabo Rojo, Puerto Rico, number 12, Angel Ruiz. And El Librero for the Dons, a 5'10" sophomore from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 14, Dustin Sherman. Head coach of the Dons is Arnie Ball. He's assisted by Dave Schmidlin, Dennis Johnson, and Mark Franke.
Well, Ryan Perrott, we've had the playing of the national anthem, the introduction of the starting players. It's the opening night of MIVA play, Midwestern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association, for both of these schools. Last year, IPFW defeated Findlay on both occasions that they met, but Findlay brings back some experience to the court that IPFW doesn't necessarily have due to the loss of Jeff Patak and Matty Bashesky.
And the Oilers are a very scrappy team with that experience. IPFW did beat, as you mentioned, the Findlay Oilers last year twice, but they were tougher games, matches than probably meets the eye. They lost. The Oilers lost in 4 at home, and then they came here and were pretty much smoked in about an hour and 17 minutes. So experience is a factor with both Jeff and Matty out. It's probably a good opportunity now for the Oilers coming in here, returning 5 of their 6 starters to perhaps upset the Mastodons.
Well, Findlay will begin the match serving. They are in the orange jerseys with white and black trim, black shorts. IPFW in their traditional white and blue jerseys with blue trim and blue shorts.
Key player to key on for the Findlay Oilers is number 15, Jeff Overfield. He is the reigning MIVA Player of the Week, coming off a fantabulous tournament where he was the most valuable player.
Scott Monroe with the opening serve of this match. Santiago sets it up. Staley, overplay. And Angel Ruiz gets the kill for the Volleyball.
Coach Dennis Johnson up off the bench, loving that. The overkill, he loves those balls. Little different starting lineup for IPFW, of course, with Matty and Jeff out. Nick Bellman now is in playing the left side with Ryan Staley passing. Mitch Dreisbach playing the opposite position.
Dreisbach serves. Findlay gets the point, and the man you were concerned with, Jeff Overfield, 6'5", 195-pound sophomore from New Madison, Ohio, comes away with the kill. Tied at 1. Josh Noblet serving, and a service error. Under the rally point scoring system, the point goes to IPFW. They're up 2-1. Ryan Staley will serve for the Dons. Another kill by Overfield. Ryan, I don't know if it's an ominous start or not, but the Oilers know who their bread and butter man is, and they've got it to him twice.
And they had a nice matchup that particular rotation because Overfield was going against Nick Bellman in his first starting match of the year.
Service error by Overfield. Thought he had the ace, but it wasn't to be. So it's 3-2. I'm sorry, IPFW.
Sorry, Mike. It'll be interesting to see what Dennis Santiago runs offensively for IPFW, especially with the leadership of Josh Sanders and Angel Ruiz.
Oilers unable to return that serve over the net, so it's point IPFW, and they now lead 4-2 here in game 1 of our best-of-5 match. Angel Ruiz with a jump serve. Good tag team block between Josh Sanders and Dennis Santiago.
Good penetration by Santiago and Sanders. They've worked a lot in practice on that, just getting their hands over that time, reading that ace set, inside shoot set nicely for the stuff block.
Ruiz again with the jump serve, and boy, did he play well in the opening weekend of the season. Another point as the return hit the, what do you call that?
Antenna?
Antenna, thank you very much.
Making that transition in from basketball to volleyball.
If you were with us earlier this afternoon, the IPFW women's basketball team took on the University of Detroit Mercy Titans from the Horizon League, and unfortunately fell to the Titans in that ball game. Service error by Angel Ruiz. Turns to serve over to Findlay. Oilers cut the lead in half. It's now 6-3 in favor of IPFW. Scott Warren to serve. Left-handed serve.
Nice pass by Ryan Staley.
Nick Bellman gets credit for a kill. A nice setup by Santiago, and it's 7-3 IPFW.
Nice shot by the freshman out of Akron, Ohio.
Santiago with his left-handed serve, and it point Findlay. They say it hit. Arnie Ball going to talk to Dan Hauser on that one momentarily. Credit to point to Findlay and Ryan. The Dons were standing around.
Yeah, IPFW stood around that time, and they were expecting, as that serve just misses, they thought that the ball had hit one of the lights up top or a speaker up top, and then coming over, that would nullify the play and give the point to IPFW. And the ball, I thought, landed out of bounds, but they gave point and possession.
Nice block. Dreisbach. Maybe here a little help from Josh Sanders.
To the Oilers. Great stuff block right there.
Mitch Dreisbach was a guest on Arnie Ball's show earlier this week. Freshman out of Mishawaka Penn High School. Nick Bellman with the serve. Getting credit for the kill with Scott Monroe, number 12. Score is 9-5. IPFW with the lead. Findlay with the serve here in game one. Nick Wolf, 6 foot, 190-pound junior with the serve. Santiago setting up Dreisbach. Good dig there by Warren. Overfield long on the kill attempt. 10-5 now. Bowie Dons on top. Josh Sanders getting ready to serve. Conventional serve. Defensive dig by Sanders. Good tag team block, Ruiz and Staley. Kill attempt is wide by Findlay, and it's point to IPFW.
IPFW doing a fantastic job at the net. They're touching a lot of balls, blocking a lot of balls, getting nice penetration, getting your arms over the net deep into your opponent's court.
Dug out by Santiago. Dreisbach setting up Ruiz, and Angel gets the point. I don't think Findlay was ready for that, Ryan.
Little naked two that time. Mitch Dreisbach setting Angel Ruiz in the middle. All the Oiler players expecting heat, but smart shot by Ruiz with a little tip shot.
Rainbow served by Sanders. Overfield's kill is wide again. And IPFW jumping out to a big lead early, 13-5, and Findlay calls timeout. Let's take a break. 13-5, IPFW on top. You're watching IPFW Volleyball on College 56 Sports. Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center on the campus of IPFW. Mike Miles, Ryan Perrott with you. Game one of our best-of-5 match between IPFW and University of Findlay, and Ryan Perrott. A quick look at some of the numbers since IPFW's out to a big lead.
A lot of hitting errors on the Findlay side of the net. 3 kills, 6 errors in 12 attempts. They're hitting negative 25%. IPFW, on the other hand, 60%. 3 kills, no errors, and 5 attacks. So IPFW has come out strong. They're blocking a lot of balls. They've converted a couple of defensive plays, and they're rewarding by being up 13-5.
Sanders with the serve. Findlay gets the point. Block attempt by Staley and Ruiz unsuccessful. So it's now 13-6. IPFW with the lead. And Scott Monroe of Findlay to serve. Santiago setting up Mitch Dreisbach. And the freshman comes through.
Gorgeous X-play run that time by IPFW, all set up by the perfect pass by the libero tonight, Dustin Sherman. Mitch Dreisbach easily spanking that 2-ball down on the floor.
He now serves. And point goes to the Findlay Oilers. Angel Ruiz unable to get that ball over the net. 14-7. Josh Noblett, 6'5" freshman out of Speedway, Indiana, and Indianapolis Kira High School, serving for Findlay. Nice kill on the short set. Ruiz with the kill. Santiago on the set. And we've got our mandatory 15-point break. Score now, IPFW 15, University of Findlay 7. IPFW presents internationally renowned glass artist Dale Chihuly in the next Omnibus Lecture Program on Thursday, January the 31st. Mr. Chihuly is a co-founder of the Pilchuck Glass School in Stanwood, Washington, and has his work included in the collections of more than 190 museums throughout the world. Admission and parking are free. That's Dale Chihuly, 7:30 p.m. Thursday, January 31st, in the WAB Student Union at IPFW. Well, Ryan, we talked the numbers a moment ago. Everything seeming to go IPFW's way. But as we noticed in the first two matches that we broadcast to start this season, you may look good early. The question is, will you look good late?
How do you finish? Absolutely. IPFW, when they played Long Beach State here, up 2-0, and then the very next night, they trailed Concordia 2-0, and both those teams that lost the first 2 games were able to come back. Long Beach State did it against IPFW to win in 5, and IPFW did it against Concordia in 5. But IPFW has come out there really focused tonight, and perhaps coming out to send a message to the MIVA competition that, hey, we're ready to go.
Good dig by Dreisbach. Santiago sets it up. Bellman tried to put it away, but it hit the top of the net, and it falls the other way, so it's point Findlay. 15-8.
Sorry, Mike, first attacking error of the evening for IPFW.
Service error by Overfield. Makes it 16-8. The serve goes back over to IPFW in the person of Angel Ruiz, who many people thought should have been the MIVA Player of the Week 2 weeks ago. Good block. Sanders and Bellman denied Scott Warren a kill. 17-8 our score. Volleyball's on top, and Angel Ruiz to serve.
That's a throw. Slipped that through the hands of Nick Wolf. You did mention the great weekend start that Angel Ruiz had against Long Beach State. 25 kills, he had 57%. The very next night against Concordia, had 28 kills, he had 50%.
Oh, nice play by the setter, Nick Wolf. I think he's going to set it. He comes back with that quick over-the-middle hit. Makes it 18-9. These Oilers trail by 9. Make it 10 as Scott Warren service error goes into the net.
We'll see if whether or not that stellar play by Ruiz continues now with both Jeff and Matty injured.
Santiago with a service error. One wonders with the score 19-10 and things going the way of the Dons. Are they becoming a touch complacent? Santiago with the dig. Dreisbach thought it was going to be on the other side of the net.
Perhaps you're right, a little complacency now, perhaps setting in on IPFW's part with that comfortable lead. Now 19-11. They've given up a couple choppy points, sloppy play on their side.
Good dig.
See ya.
And putting it away is Scott Monroe. But credit Scott Warren with a dig to set it up. 19-12. Oilers have run off 3 points in a row.
Remember now, the first 4 games will rally to 30. If we get to the 5th game, it will rally to 15. Must win by 2, no caps.
Service error on the part of Findlay. Serve goes over to IPFW. 20-12. McBellman with the serve. Wolf setting it up for Overfield, and it hit Angel Ruiz. Thought that might be a touch long, but point to the Oilers. 20-13. And Nick Wolf, the 6-foot junior setter.
The best server on
Interesting
this.
jump serve there.
Best server on this.
Nice kill by Josh Sanders. Santiago likes that little short set.
Nice quick set into the middle, getting Josh Sanders going. And Josh is going to be one of the X factors, I believe, for this team as the season wears on.
Conventional serve. Wolf setting it up for Overfield. And it's almost like a knuckleball return. Staley couldn't hit it properly, and it's point Findlay.
A sharp cut inside the block. Staley that time perhaps a little not ready for that ball coming to him. Just missed it.
Santiago sets up Angel Ruiz, and the junior puts it away.
Ruiz now 4 kills.
Makes our score 22-14. Volleyball on top. Mitch Dreisbach to serve. Overfield. Yo-yo return, or yo-yo kill shot, I should say, by Overfield, and it caught the Dons napping. Josh Noblet to serve. Santiago setting it up. Dreisbach with the kill. The lead is 8, 23-15. Ryan Staley to serve. Service error.
Serve just missed. Staley looking for the far corner that time. Just missing.
Jeff Overfield with the jump serve. Good block that time. Buttermore who's in there. Wolf setting up. Here and now. Good dig by Dustin Sherman, but Findlay comes away with the point. Don't look now, but the Oilers only trail by 6, 23-17. Been down by as many as 10.
Overpass. Should be a point here. It is.
Wolf, second time the setter has hit that short serve return rather than setting it up. 23-18. IPFW's lead knocked down to 5 points.
Overfield continuing the serve. 16 aces on the season. Almost another one there, but here comes another point scoring opportunity for the Oilers.
Santiago got there in the nick of time, but Scott Warren puts it away. And Arnie Ball says, let's talk it over, boys. So the Dons call a timeout. Let's take a break. 23-19 our score. Dons on top. You're watching IPFW Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
I really wanted to go for an Indiana University business degree.
But with housing and tuition, it really adds up, and the money just wasn't there to go away to college.
And with a 2-year-old, my housing options were kind of limited anyway.
And the truth is, I really wanted to keep my job and stay close to home.
Going to IPFW made all that possible.
IPFW? It's the best choice I ever made.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. The right school, right here, right now.
Back at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center on the campus of IPFW, Mike Miles, Ryan Perrott with you. Ryan, the Dons have led on 2 occasions by 10 points, 18-8, 19-9, but right now that lead has been chopped down to 4 at 23-19. What has Findlay done different?
Wow, they're starting to serve the ball a little more aggressively, but it's put more IPFW. A couple hitting errors, a couple sloppy plays on serve receive, and the Oilers have gotten themselves back into the game because of that. Little lax has caused the 4-1 Oilers now back in game 1.
Overfield continues to serve. Oilers on a 4-0 run. Good dig by Sherman. Santiago tries to kill, and he's denied by Scott Warren. Or I'll take it back. Warren's kill is denied by Santiago. We'll get it right, Mike. So the Dons break the run, and now 24-19, and Angel Ruiz to serve.
Now IPFW is in their best scoring rotation with Ruiz serving.
Wolf. Nice block by Nick Bellman. Scott Warren thought he had a kill all lined up. Ruiz continuing to serve.
Nice touch off the block by Sanders.
Santiago setting up Josh Sanders, and the senior puts it away. And at least momentarily, it looks like the Dons are starting to weather that little run that Findlay put together.
That timeout by head coach Arnie Ball, but now the Oilers will take a timeout. A timeout by head coach Arnie Ball has sort of lifted the spirits of the IPFW Mastodons right quick.
We'll learn more about Mastodon sports in season by tuning into Mastodon Spotlight each Wednesday and Friday evening here on College 56. The hour begins with yours truly, Mike Miles, reviewing the week's sports activities. We look at some game footage and we talk with players and coaches. That's Mastodon Spotlight, Wednesday evenings at 8:30 and Friday evenings at 9 o'clock right here on College 56 Sports. Well, 26-19. Findlay had a 4-0 run. IPFW has come back with a 3 spot of its own. How important is it right now for IPFW to put away this first game?
Now, they'd like to get out of game one and not play perhaps down to the capabilities of the Findlay Oilers, not knocking Findlay at all, coming in with a 4-1 record. But IPFW did come out with that blistering start and then got in a little lull where they just became complacent. And you noticed it, Mike, and that allowed the Oilers to get back here into game one. But they need to, they're the best rotation now with Ruiz serving. So let's see if they get out of this first set unscathed.
Wolf set up Scott Warren. IPFW unable to return it. Point Oilers is now 26-20.
The Oilers 30 attempts here in game one, while IPFW has only 20.
Santiago setting up Ruiz, and Angel puts it away.
Great kill, strong cross court by Angel Ruiz. He's brought his A game with him. 5 kills, no errors.
Dennis Santiago weak on the serve. It goes into the net. Service error. Not what you want to see when you're 3 points away from victory in the game. Substitution now for the University of Findlay. Number 9, Patrick Maxton. 6'1", 155-pound junior from Centerville, Ohio. Matt Buttermore to serve. Nice kill by Nick Bellman.
Wow.
And Ryan, that was an interesting set by Santiago because he's a southpaw, but he almost one of these reverse with the right hand.
Well, the reason why he played the ball like that, he's back row, so he can't play the ball over the net, so he brought it back one-handed. Nicely done. There's a little tap down there, and Bellman was able to smoke the ball to the floor.
Point for Findlay on that exchange. Makes it 28-22. Nick Wolf to serve.
There's a great pass by Nick.
Santiago setting up Ruiz, and Angel puts it away, and we're at game point. Substitution now for IPFW. RC Arcleus, senior, replaces another senior, Josh Sanders, and he will serve for victory here in game one. Crowd here at the Gate Center on their feet. Wolf setting up Jeff Overfield, and Overfield knew what to do with it. Keeps the Oilers alive at 29-23.
That ball just snuck underneath the left arm of Angel Ruiz that time, and now head coach Rick Kolchikoff is going to make a substitution for Findlay.
Bringing Scott Warren back in the lineup, replacing Patrick Maxton. Meanwhile, Scott Monroe prepares to serve. Service error ends game one. IPFW winning it by a score of 30-23. Teams will break, change ends, and get ready for game two. Let's take a break. Dons win game 1, 30-23. You're watching IPFW Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
David Young has been a professor of psychology at IPFW for over 2 decades. His clinics offer undergraduate students an opportunity they would never see at most large universities.
For some students, the actual one-on-one counseling experience is just what they need. They're made for it. It's like a hand in glove.
His students can find their forte of study early in their academic career and gain field knowledge that is invaluable to psychology.
There is no substitute for real first-hand experience.
While Young's first interest was in psychology, he quickly found that teaching offered him a reward that no other profession could.
Every student is so special and so unique. They interest me. And it's the same with my patients. They're all so special and so unique that I find every time a new person walks in my door, absolute fascination.
This has been an IPFW Faculty Minute.
I wanted to study engineering so I could get a better job without giving up the job I've already got.
Of course, getting a degree without going into debt was pretty high on my list, too.
And I wanted the kind of education that I could only get in smaller classes with the professor's full attention.
IPFW offered me all of that. And the Purdue engineering degree is going to look pretty good on my resume.
Going to IPFW is the best choice I ever made.
IPFW, the right school, right here, right now.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center on the campus of IPFW. Mike Miles, Ryan Perrott with you. Game 1 in the books goes the way of the Volleyball by a score of 30-23. Ryan has looked at the numbers of Game 1.
IPFW with that nice start. 13 kills, 2 errors, 23 attempts. They're hitting 48%. Meanwhile, the Oilers of Findlay, 16 kills, 8 errors, 32 total attempts for a 25% attacking percentage. The difference in Game 1, pretty much every other statistic is the same. Even big 6-5 in favor of IPFW. Service errors 7-4 in favor of the Oilers Findlays, but it's the blocks. IPFW has 4 total team blocks, none for the Oilers of Findlay.
Well, IPFW will serve to begin Game 2. Angel Ruiz will do the honors.
Ruiz 6 kills in Game 1, 86%. He is the team's leader. Jeff Overfield has 7 kills in 11 attempts, hitting 46%. So the 2 stars, if you will, of their respective teams have come out with their A games. Let's see what happens here in Game 2, Mike.
Here we go. Angel Ruiz, jump serving. Wolf. Good dig by the Dons. Santiago setting up Bellman. And the freshman, Nick Bellman, puts it away. Good start, point 1.
Freshman Nick Bellman now with 3 kills. He's been steady so far on the left side for IPFW.
6'4" freshman out of Akron, Ohio. Service error that served just long. Ties it up 1 apiece, and Findlay now begins to serve here in Game 2. In the person of Scott Warren, the 6'7" freshman out of Mesa, Arizona. Overfield dug out by Staley. Point to the Dons. Monroe unable to return it over the net. Would have been a 4-hit situation.
A lot of miscommunication on that play on both sides, and Dennis Santiago is having his difficulty serving. Can't serve the ball over the net with his topspin jump serve. He can't serve the ball over the net with his jump floater. He can't serve the ball with a conventional jump float.
He's 0 for
regular
3.
float serve. He's 0 for 3 at everything. He's just going to put the ball in the court.
But he sets up Josh Sanders rather nicely, and Sanders puts it away.
Sanders batting 1,000, 3 for 3.
Makes our score 3-2 in favor of IPFW. And Nick Bellman, the freshman, prepares to serve. Overfield with a big kill.
A lot of heat behind that one by number 15 in orange, Jeff Overfield. 8 kills now for him. Nice set distribution by both these setters, both Wolf and Santiago distributing the ball around nicely for their players.
Wolf with what I call a semi-unorthodox serve motion. Point to the Dons, calling it a lift.
Palm was open that time as he slapped the ball. Easy call for our head official, Greg Roth. Dan Hauser is our bottom official.
Next time Nick Wolf serves where I don't want to talk about his, what I call unorthodox delivery. Point to Findlay that time. We're tied at 4. Scott Monroe will serve. Good dig out. Overfield with the kill. Put it between Santiago and Bellman.
That was a nice kill there, but that was all set up with a nice touch off the block that time by Matthew Buttermore, number 11 in orange.
First time tonight, Findlay's had a lead in either game. 5-4.
And they're starting to find their range now with their jump serves, giving IPFW a little trouble here. Another chance to score.
Wolf setting up Overfield.
And they do.
With Overfield, 2 kills in a row. Oilers now lead 6-4. He finds his game, could be a bit of trouble for IPFW. Service error by Monroe. Too much juice in that right arm of his. 6-5, Mitch Dreisbach will serve for IPFW. Wolf, nice tag team block, Santiago and Ruiz. Another one! Point IPFW.
The Puerto Rican duo there of Santiago and Ruiz that time. Stuff blocking on the left side against Scott Warren.
It's called instant replay personified.
Tight pass.
Defensive return. Let's see what the Dons do. Santiago sets up Dreisbach and a nice block by Matt Buttermore. Buttermore, number 11, 6'6", sophomore out of Lincoln, Nebraska.
Buttermore says right back at you. Big stuff against Mitch Dreisbach.
Service error by Buttermore, however.
Ugly serve that time. Terrible toss. Trying to just spin it in, but of course the rule now, you're only allowed 1 toss. Must hit it wherever you send it.
Journey Ball imploring his team on. Tied at 7. Staley with the serve.
Nice serve by Ryan Staley. A lot of mustard behind that one.
There's a player who's adjusted well to a position change.
Absolutely, Ryan Staley. Great eye by you, Mike. He's come in, done a nice job playing on the left side for injured Matt Sluszewski. And of course, if you recall last year, he was the setter of this team. Also played libero this year.
Jack of all trades.
He's played right side. Yeah, the jack of all trades. One match he's got to be in and play middle.
Good block by Steve Yarnell. Point Findlay. Jeff Overfield to serve.
Off speed.
Santiago bounces it off of Warren, and Warren couldn't return it. We're tied at 9.
Santiago now 2-0-3. Very aggressive setter. Both setters actually aggressive, because Nick Wolf, the setter for the Oilers at Findlay, he's 3-0-3. So both teams, both setters like to dump just like that one. Just missed.
Boy, Wolf thought it was in. So does his coach.
And Coach Rick Kolchakov is off the bench. Thought that one caught the line.
Referee Greg Roth said no. point IPFW. Trickery didn't work for Findlay. Santiago makes the Oilers pay. 11-9 our score. IPFW on top. Angel Ruiz to serve.
Again, IPFW's strongest rotation when Angel Ruiz is serving.
Wolf setting up Overfield. Good dig by Staley. Santiago setting up Ruiz, and a nice block by Scott Warren. Dons had it set up the way they wanted to, but the Oilers said no way.
That was a nice play all around. Nice dig by Staley in the backcourt, and a great stuff block out the net by Scott Warren.
11-10 our score. IPFW on top. Findlay with a service error.
The intensity has picked up on both sides of the court here in game 2. A little tighter now. 12-10, IPFW leading.
And the adventures of Dennis Santiago with the serve continue.
He gets his first one in here with that jump floater. Some trouble, but trouble now on IPFW as they stand around. Little monument defense that time.
Yarnell and Monroe made sure that it'd be point Oilers. It's now 12-11.
Those are the points that kill IPFW's coaching staff. Head coach Arnie Ball, assistants Dave Schmidlin, Dennis Johnson, Lisa Horman.
Good tag team block between Buttermore and Monroe, and all of a sudden we are tied at 12.
Mark Franke as well.
El Guapi. El Guapi? El Guapo.
El Guapo, yes. Some airtime for the board.
Staley digs it out. Santiago sets it up. And they're going to get the point to IPFW.
Net violation called. That time on number 12, Scott Monroe. Nice call by Dan Hauser. Micro touch. Gives IPFW point and possession now 13-12.
Nick Bellman to serve. Wolf setting it up. Dug out by the Dons. Staley long on the kill attempt. Point to Findlay, and we're tied once again at 13.
IPFW 4 kills, 4 errors, 12 attempts here. They're hitting 0 in this game, while Findlay 5 kills, 2 errors, 10 attempts, hitting 30%.
Santiago setting up Staley. Point Findlay. Ball hit the net. Although I think Buttermore may have had something to do with it as well.
Couple tank shots in a row by Ryan Staley, out of bounds into the net. He's got to find himself here.
Wolf serving for Findlay. Angel Ruiz with the kill. We're tied once again at 14.
Next point, we'll have our technical timeout at 15, halfway through the set. Josh Sanders serving here for IPFW. Josh, 3 kills, no errors, 3 attempts. And a nice serve from him. There's a point as Ruiz easily touch right there. Gives point 15 IPFW.
We're at the break. 15-14 IPFW on top. I want to remind you to learn more about Mastodon sports in season by tuning into Mastodon Spotlight each Wednesday and Friday evening here on College 56. The hour begins with yours truly, Mike Miles, reviewing the week's sports activities. We look at game footage and we talk with players and coaches. That's Mastodon Spotlight, Wednesday evenings at 8:30 and Friday evenings at 9 o'clock, right here on College 56. Ryan, in game 2, we've had no less than 9 ties here. Findlay, they realize they better come out and play better. It's going to be a long drive back to Ohio.
Findlay guys their volleyball legs. A shaky start for Findlay, but that little lull perhaps in game 1 gave the awakening that the Oilers needed, and they've come out here much tighter, closer game 2. 15-14 here at the break in favor of IPFW, but they're doing well. They're blocking a lot of more balls now as a team. Findlay now has 3 blocks, IPFW now 5, so it's gotten a lot closer in a lot of areas, especially the net play. And the Oilers as well has their serving starting to get going now. They're finding their jump serves, getting into rhythm, causing IPFW some difficulties with their serve reception.
I think another thing, Ryan, Findlay's getting more emotional. They're questioning some of these points. They're led by their head coach, and you get them a team involved mentally, and they get a much better chance to win. Overfield tried to kill. Angel Ruiz said, no way.
huge stuff block. Of course, when you play on the road, it's always difficult when you play on the road. Teams are so different. They're night and day, almost home and away, and you got to have that mentality when you're going on the road. It's us against the world, and that serve goes long by Josh Sanders. That, as you mentioned, the emotional head coach, Rick Kolchikoff of Findlay's probably stemmed that down into his team, and now the team starts to get fired up on little points and blocks at the net and questionable calls and so forth. So let's see if that spills over into game 3.
Nice setup, Santiago, the short set. Angel Ruiz loved it, and he put it away. 17-15 now, Don's on top. And Mitch Dreisbach, the freshman from Mishawaka, to serve.
Tight pass.
Sets it up for Overfield. Staley unable to block it fairly, and it's point Findlay. Oilers trail by 1, 17-16 here in game 2. IPFW won game 1, 30-23. Buttermore serving for Findlay.
Nice set by Santiago.
Good dig by Overfield. Wolf sets it up. Buttermore heads it back. Miss hit by Santiago.
A lot of perspiration on that ball. Slipped through Dennis Santiago's hands. Point to Findlay.
We're tied at 17. Buttermore continues
Overpass.
to serve.
Should be a point. It is.
Overfield knew what to do with it. Oilers take the lead, 18-17. Get a look at what I think may be a little bit of a concern to any ball on the bench. Santiago setting up Ruiz. And the junior puts it away.
Ruiz unstoppable, 10 kills, 70% for him. The next closest, Don, is both Sanders, Bellman, and Santiago as well. He's got 3 kills. They all have 3 kills.
Overplaying that one. Good dig by Santiago. Ruiz sets it up. And the freshman Dennis Santiago gets the kill.
Nice set by Angel Ruiz. That time he had to handle the second ball because Santiago ended the first ball, and he decided to reward him after having 10 kills here in the first 2 games. Ruiz says, here you go.
Overfield will get credit for the kill that time. And we are tied once again, this time at 19 this game. A lot closer than game 1 when IPFW had a lead of 10 points on 2 occasions. This game, the longest lead has been 2 points. Service error by Findlay.
Now we're in the red zone of the game, the last 10 points. This is where errors can be magnified. You want to minimize those as much as you can.
Ruiz with the serve. Wolf sets it up for Overfield.
Great touch off the block by Sanders and Bellman.
Nice setup. Staley with the dig. Santiago with the set. Angel Ruiz with the kill.
Nice soft touch off the block by Bellman and Sanders at the net. Easy transition for IPFW, and Ruiz put it away.
Jump serve by the junior. Rowe returns it. Santiago sets up Ruiz. Angel puts it away. Now 22-19.
Ruiz starting to find his stride, and Santiago knows it, so he continues to set him. And the Oilers want to talk things over and slow down Ruiz.
Findlay calls a timeout. We'll take a break as well. 22-19 our score. IPFW on top. This is IPFW Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
Hi, I'm Jeanette Liu. Join me for IPFW Up Close Sundays at noon on College Access Channel 56. Topics range from student and faculty research and new courses being offered to summer camp opportunities for area children. You'll also hear profiles of new and visiting faculty, university events, and business news you can use. That's IPFW Up Close Sundays at noon on College Access Channel 56.
Welcome back to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center, everybody. Mike Maz, Ryan Perrott with you. Game 2 of our best-of-5 match tonight, pitting IPFW and University of Findlay. Right now, the Dons lead 22-19. Look at a replay, Ryan.
There's Angel Ruiz coming out of the pipe set. Back row middle and the put away, 2 in a row for him. IPFW in their best scoring rotation. They're a +10 when Ruiz serves. Findlay trying to ice them a little bit with that last time out, and IPFW starting to get out of the tank a little bit offensively. They had 5 attacking errors here so far in game 2, 11 kills. They're only hitting 27%, drastically down from their 48% in game 1. The Oilers 26% at the moment, higher than their 25% in game 1.
Ruiz with the serve. Nice block by Saunders. Oilers dig it out. And the center, Nick Wolf's. Whoa, he thought he had a kill. And they're saying that it's point IPFW instead. I don't admit it looked pretty good from here, Ryan. Service error. Maybe justice prevails. It's now 23-20.
Sometimes they say the next ball never lies, so worked out in the end. And there's a service ace.
Scott Warren, the left-handed serve. And Arnie Ball says, wait a minute, guys, let's talk it over from our side of the point. You too can participate in the excitement of Mastodon athletics by joining the Royal Dons Athletic Association. The Royal Dons is IPFW's official athletic booster organization, with members enjoying benefits such as priority seating at IPFW sports events, visits by the coaches, and food and refreshments in the hospitality room. For more information about the Royal Dons, call 260-481-6643 or write to Royal Dons Athletic Association, 2101 East Coliseum Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. Ryan Barat, Findlay doesn't want to go away here in game 2.
Like a fly on the wall. Pester some, and IPFW head coach Arnie Ball and his staff knew this, especially from last year, how pesky this team was. Very scrappy. A lot of teams, especially when you play the new teams that come into conferences, or perhaps the weaker teams, like a Findlay per se, that, you know, sometimes they get overlooked, and they've bounced back nicely here in game 2. They've made it a ball game. It's 23-21 IPFW.
Maxted in a lineup and commits a service error right off the bat. Break for IPFW.
Cardinal sin in volleyball. Serve after a timeout or a stoppage of play has to go into the court. Gives IPFW the point.
Santiago will get, well, still in play. I thought it hit the floor. They said it didn't. Point IPFW.
Great pancake save on the other side. That let serve drooping over for Santiago. One of the Findlay players got his hand down to play it up.
Wolf. Wrap around. What are they going to call? Going to have a little discussion between the officials here.
I thought he was in front row. I thought Libero was in the front. Did my whistle affect the play?
Well, the ball was over here already, and it would have went out of bounds, I think.
Did it affect the play?
No, they wouldn't have.
I thought he was front. I thought the Libero was in front of the 3-meter line when he was behind.
Okay, you going to explain it to them?
Okay. Point.
They're going to award Findlay the point. Now Arnie Ball's up and talking to Dan Hauser.
That's when the Snyder took the ball over. So why is it there? We played the ball. Yes, but the whistle, in his opinion, didn't affect the play. Fuck, we played the ball! We played the ball right here! The ball's up in the air. It's got to be a replay.
It's got to be a replay. He's right. It should be.
I did.
We played the ball.
Here's what happened. The bottom official, Dan Hauser, believed that the libero had played the ball in front of the attack line.
As soon as I blew the whistle, I didn't watch. What happened? As soon as I blew the whistle, I did not watch what happened to the ball. Did they play the ball up?
They played the ball and it went off of him and went out of bounds. It hit him on the arm and went out of bounds.
Did they have another? They've had a legitimate shot at number 2.
The officials continue to talk to each other.
What happened was the bottom official, Dan Hauser, thought that the libero had played. He even said it to himself. Thought the libero, when you have to handle the ball as a libero, you can only bump set it if you're in front of the attack line. You cannot use your hands. So what happened is the whistle was inadvertent. An inadvertent whistle as IPFW played the ball, and they thought perhaps they were able to get the second ball. And that's what head coach Arnie Ball is upset about, because they were playing the ball when the whistle blew. So it should be a replay of serve. Instead, the officials have given the point and possession to the Findlay Oilers. Let's see if that
fires up IPFW.
Or comes into play here in game 2.
Oilers serve, trailing by 3. Santiago setting up and a block. by Monroe. And Uncle Mo is on the side of the orange and black right now, as they have crept to within 2 at 25-23.
Tight pass.
Sanders with the put away for the Dons.
Nice tap down by Josh Sanders in the middle. Tight set. It was a tight pass, and Santiago's in the back corner. Can't play the ball over the net. Nice one-handed set into the middle for Sanders.
26-23, make it 26-24. As a service error on Bellman's serve attempt. And this match has gotten a wee bit exciting right now, Ryan. Nick Wolf, the serve, the setter for Findlay.
Hard top spin. Nice
Santiago
pass.
sets up Ruiz. Big shot. Point Dons. What I like to call the yo-yo shot, the change of pace.
Great off-speed shot by Angel Ruiz that time. All the Findlay Oilers expecting hard heat from Ruiz, who now has 13 kills, but that time he pulled the string on that yo-yo.
Josh Sanders serving. Wolf setting up Overfield. And a good block. Point Dons, tag team block. Ruiz is getting credit for the kill, for the block and the kill. 28-24. Timeout is called. Let's take a break. You're watching IPFW Volleyball on College 56 Sports, rather.
I wanted to study engineering so I could get a better job without giving up the job I've already got.
Of course, getting a degree without going into debt was pretty high on my list, too.
And I wanted the kind of education that I could only get in smaller classes with the professor's full attention.
IPFW offered me all of that. And the Purdue engineering degree is going to look pretty good on my resume.
Going to IPFW is the best choice I ever made.
IPFW, the right school, right here, right now.
Good look at members of the crowd here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center watching this volleyball matchup between University of Findlay and IPFW. Dons lead game 2, 28-24. They won game 1, 30-23. And as you look at Coach Ernie Ball and Coach Dennis Johnson talking, you being a former player, you know that the coach is still upset about that call.
Steaming perhaps over that call that went against IPFW. However, they're only 2 points away, so let's see if they can focus in.
Dustin Sherman came in to serve. Switch of position, and he gets the point. And now it's game point here for game 2. 29-24. Dons going for game 2. Wolf setting up Monroe. Scott puts it away.
Nice shoot set on the outside by Nick Wolf. Quicker tempo.
And IPFW calls another timeout. Follow the Volleyball Dons this year on Wednesday and Friday evenings as IPFW head coach Ernie Ball and assistant coach Mark Franke talk college volleyball and more. That's the Ernie Ball Show, Wednesday evenings at 9:30 and Friday evenings at 5:30 right here on College 56. And one can only think those two do a great job on the show, what they may be talking about next week, especially with that play. Ernie doesn't forget.
I can't put words in anybody's mouth, but that perhaps will be a subject of conversation should that call come into play here throughout the course of this match. But IPFW now just 1 point away from ending it here. They have 4 game points here to end it in game 2 to take a nice stranglehold here, 2 games to none lead. But of course, I don't want to jinx it and make Findlay make the greatest comeback ever to come in 5. So let's see if IPFW they focus down. They've settled down after that call. And they're 1 point away now from closing out game 2.
I want to remind you that there is a 10-minute break between games 2 and 3, and we hope to have an interview with injured Jeff Patak and Ryan Perrott if time permits in that break. Dreisbach hits the kill, and they say it's wide. Point Findlay. Oilers are still alive at 29-26.
X-play Mitch Dreisbach hit that one wide. However, 4 more chances for IPFW.
Monroe to serve.
Another perfect pass.
Santiago sets up Ruiz. Dug out by Monroe. It's still alive. And it is wide, however, the kill attempt by Warren. So it's point and game to IPFW. 30-26. They now lead 2 games to none after having won game 1, 30-23. We're going to take a break and then we'll be back with more IPFW volleyball action. But you are watching IPFW volleyball on College 56 Sports.
8 years ago, John Knight joined the Department of Consumer and Family Sciences at IPFW. He developed an innovative curriculum which allows his hotel restaurant students to gain invaluable experience.
And that allows the students to get into the community and be an outreach, bringing industry and education together.
His students partake in serving and managing at several area hotels and restaurants for one night through each semester.
I always say Jesus came not to be served, but to serve. And so we really care about the customer and the guest, and we teach that in the classroom, and the students are exposed to all areas of hospitality.
John's knowledge and enthusiasm for teaching gives his students many advantages, including the opportunity to travel.
And we've had students travel really worldwide through these opportunities that are afforded, because we do make some money when the sponsorships are healthy and the dinners go well.
This has been an IPFW Faculty Minute. The right school, right here, right now.
I really wanted to go for an Indiana University business degree.
But with housing and tuition, it really adds up, and the money just wasn't there to go away to college.
And with a 2-year-old, my housing options were kind of limited anyway.
And the truth is, I really wanted to keep my job and stay close to home.
Going to IPFW made all of that possible.
IPFW? It's the best choice I ever made.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. The right school, right here, right now.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center on the campus of IPFW. We're in the intermission between games 2 and 3. IPFW leading the University of Findlay Oilers 2-0, taking game 1 30-23 and game 2 30-26. I'm Ryan Perrott, and with me in between games 2 and 3, very special guest, outside hitter for IPFW, Jeff Petak.
I'm the co-host of the show today, Rock.
How you doing, Jeff?
Not bad. Yourself?
Not too bad, thank you. All the questions have been lingering. How is your health? How is your knee? How are you feeling? How are you holding up? Will you come back this year? First of all, the status on your knee.
Right now, I'm about, I'd say 50%, 60%. When I jump off my right leg, obviously, and just land on my right leg because my left leg hurts still. The muscle still has to come back, and I am definitely redshirting this year and coming back to play next year.
Perhaps surgery with you, because your injury was a little bit different than what Matt Zbyszewski had. He tore his ACL. What was your injury specifically?
I tore my meniscus, and it flipped over, and my leg was locked for about 2 days, and I couldn't move it, and it was really painful, and I had surgery 2 days later, and the doctor did a really good job, but I came back too quick, and we'll see what's going on next year.
Well, we all wish you here at College 56 Sports, and of course all the volleyball people, a very speedy recovery. Taking a look now from the outside looking in at the IPFW Mastodon team, they lost a tough one to Long Beach State. They came back though the very next night against Concordia, 1-5. Tonight they're looking very good against Concordia. What are your impressions about the IPFW Mastodon team?
They're a very athletic team this year. We have trained really hard. Dennis came in and setting very good. Angel's playing really well, actually incredible. He's really picked up his game a lot with Matt and myself being out. And I really think we have a fine team of tuned athletes, but we just got to get it together mentally, and we'll be pretty good this year.
Angel Ruiz, you mentioned Angel. He had an incredible weekend against Long Beach State. And is this the best you have seen him play? And what has been the secret to his success?
Oh, he's just playing out of his mind. I think that Dennis and himself connect really well. And if he pass better, he can get a lot more action in the front row. And, I mean, him and Josh doing really good this year in the middle blockers.
With you and Maddie out on the left side, now that has put pressure for those who have replaced you guys to play left side. Ryan Staley has come in. He has done a nice job on the left side. He's one of the best ball control players on the team. Nick Bellman's starting tonight with Aris Heracleus as well. He sees action. How do you see the left side position playing out the rest of the season?
They're starting a little slow. I mean, none of them have actually been put in that spot before. I know Ryan was a setter his whole life.
Right.
And he's doing a really good job. I think Nick, he just came in. He was a libero. Now he's going to play outside for us. And Aris, I mean, these guys just have to pick up their game and have confidence in themselves, and they'll do well.
A lot has been said about head coach Arnie Ball, of course, in this time of trials and tribulation with both you and Maddie. What is the mindset for the rest of the season? Now we're starting MEVA play. This is the first match for IPFW in MEVA. Next weekend they go to Mercyhurst before the big weekend against Ohio State and Ball State. What are your thoughts on the MEVA this year?
Very, very strong conference this year. Probably the strongest ever been. I mean, every single team, except a couple, are really great teams. Everybody's coming back from Ball State, Loyola, Lewis. I mean, they have a stacked conference, and it's going to be an exciting year to watch.
If there is a chink in the armor for IPFW, what is it this year?
We just got to keep mentally focused and, you know, just play well.
Very well. And, of course, continue to ride the arm of Angel Ruiz, who's done a nice job. And, Jeff, hey, listen, we wish you all the best with your knee and a nice speedy recovery, both you and Maddie as well.
Thank you.
You guys look great on the bench with John Thompson and Tony Locks as well. And we do wish you a speedy recovery and all the best to you and Maddie, as hopefully you guys can come back at 100% for the fall season and into the new year next year.
Thank you, Ralph.
Outside hitter and All-American Jeff Petak, who's been our guest in between games 2 and 3 here. IPFW leading 2-0 over the University of Findlay. They took game 1 30-23 and game 2 30-26. We have a lot of activities and much more to come. Mike Maas will rejoin me. We'll have much more coming up. You're watching IPFW Volleyball here on College 56 Sports.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center on the campus of IPFW. We are between games 2 and 3 in our match. IPFW wins game 1 30-23. They win game 2 30-26. Ryan, I hope you enjoyed your little chat with Mr. Petak. I was spoiling my granddaughter on the break, and I hope you had a nice chat. But since I didn't get to hear it, what were Jeff's quick thoughts?
Well, IPFW, you know what? As Jeff had said, especially with the injuries to himself and Mads Bishevsky, pressure now becomes more prevalent on the left side with Nick Bellman and Ryan Staley have come in and done a nice job. And he praised Dennis Santiago and Angel Ruiz. Ruiz, who had that All-American weekend, as I like to say, against Long Beach State and Concordia. And, you know, he's playing well again here tonight. He's got 13 kills. He's hitting 71%. So Jeff is very positive for the outlook of the season, and as I told him, I wish him and, of course, Maddie a nice speedy recovery for the next year.
While you were talking to Jeff, I did have a chance to talk to our two officials tonight, Greg Groff and Dan Hauser, and I asked them, I said, what exactly happened in your mind? And I give Dan Hauser credit. He said it had to do with the rule on an attack by a libero. He has to be near, I think, on the other side of the 3-meter line.
That's correct.
And his mind, when it happened, it was a mental mistake. He blew the whistle. So then the question came up, could the point have been returned? The play had been returned. And in Greg Roth's mind, no. And that was the decision. And I know that Arnie Ball wanted a replay, and the officials got together and they thought that no, that they felt that there was no possible way that IPFW could have returned that hit, and that's why they gave the point to Findlay.
Well, the flinch by Dan Hauser, the bottom official, whenever you see the libero use his hands, the rule is the libero can set the ball with his hands behind the 3-meter line or the 10-foot line, but anything above it, it has to be a bump set. And so the hands were out, so he immediately thought, hey, it must be in front of them, and that's why he blew the whistle. That's where the controversy started, and of course whether or not IPFW was able to convert or play the ball from that, stemmed out of it, and they discussed it over, and they gave possession and point to
They also did say, and I think it was serious, they were considering coming over here to see if we had a replay.
Which we did. We did have a replay. We just didn't show it, but we have a replay.
Well, here we go. We're getting ready for Game 3. And while we are moments away, a quick look at some of the numbers in Game 2.
IPFW, they're hitting 35% as a team through 2 games, 27 kills, 9 errors, 51 attempts. Findlay, they're only hitting a dismal 19%, 26 kills, 15 errors, 58 attempts. The high man is Angel Ruiz. He has 13 kills for IPFW. He's hitting 71%. Jeff Overfield for the University of Findlay Oilers. He has 13 kills, 4 errors, 22 attempts. He's hitting 41%, so he has brought his A game. Unfortunately, the rest of his teammates, for the most part, have not offensively.
Game 3 underway. Findlay with the serve. Good dig by the libero. Overfield tries to kill, and it's blocked. Staley digs it. Santiago sets it. Wolf digs it out for Findlay. Nice kill there by Scott Monroe, and the Oilers take a 1-0 lead. First time tonight that they've gotten the first point in the game.
Digs pretty much even, Mike. 13 for IPFW, 11 for Findlay. Blocks are 7-4 in favor of IPFW.
Wolf, long on the serve. I got to ask you, Ryan. I talked about Wolf having an unorthodox serve. The reason I say that is it's a jump serve, but he contorts his body horizontally instead of vertically. I'm like a windmill almost.
It's a different look. It gives that different perception off the serve. A little harder to read. That ball hit the foot of Ryan Staley. This ball's in play.
Wolf setting it up for Overfield. And a block. Tag team block. Sanders and Bellman.
Oh, what a dig by number 2 in white, Ryan Staley. The rule, of course, now you can play the ball anywhere off your body. That ball driven off the right foot of Ryan Staley. In play, and a great stuff block at the net by Josh Sanders.
Service error by Angel Ruiz, and we are tied at 2.
But you mentioned the jump serve by number 4 in orange, Nick Wolf, and the reason why he contorts his body just gives it it's a little unorthodox, absolutely. You don't see it that much with that toss of his, but just gives you that little added dimension, that little twist, a little something different for serve receptioners to take a look at.
Wolf setting up his teammate Patrick Maxton, and the block by IPFW is unsuccessful. And it's 3-2 Findlay. Oilers have to win this game if they want to prolong this match. Service error by Monroe.
14 now in the game for the Oilers. They have 1 ace. IPFW 0 service aces with 11 service errors, and another one for Dennis Santiago. He's got 4 on the night. Can't find his rhythm.
4-3, Findlay on top. Buttermore with the serve. Overhit. Wolf setting up Maxton. Sanders' block is wide. And it's 5-3 Oilers. And a timeout is called. Tune in Sunday evening, February 3rd, to see the 1920 silent classic film Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, starring John Barrymore, Martha Mansfield, and Nita Naldi. Robert Louis Stevenson's humanitarian character, Dr. Jekyll, is working to achieve a scientific method to separate the good and evil in humans. His potion is not perfect, and the results prove to be tragic. Watch the classic Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde Sunday evening, February the 3rd at 9 p.m. right here on College 56. Now you see the Oilers coming back from their huddle. Wolf and Monroe. We're in game 3. It's 5-3 in favor of Findlay. IPFW leads the match 2-1. And Matt Buttermore continues to serve. Santiago setting up Bellman. And it's point Dons.
This is in play.
Dreisbach gets it over. Wolf setting up Maxton. It's dug out. Sanders setting up Ruiz, and it's wide. Point Findlay.
Hitting air by Angel Ruiz, only his second of the night. He's got 13 kills.
Makes it 6-4. Oilers on top. Overfield to serve.
Nice tough serve.
Dreisbach hits it into the net. Point Findlay, and they are up 7-4.
IPFW seems a little bit tense right now at the moment as Findlay looks loose. They have the energy, a little momentum.
Kill for Sanders. So wait a second, see if it was going to be internet. But yeah, Craig Roth says it was, so it's now 7-5. And Josh Sanders will serve. Kill is good by Scott Monroe. The lead back up to 3 at 8-5. And Patrick Maxton, the 6'1" junior from Centerville, Ohio, to serve. Santiago sets up Ruiz, and Angel puts it away. That's a nice combination, Santiago to Angel Ruiz.
Yeah, both middles playing well for IPFW. Josh Sanders is perfect. He's 5 for 5. Angel Ruiz now 14 kills. So Santiago setting the middle a lot here this evening.
Wolf. And the block by Santiago as he denies Monroe the kill. Makes it 8-7. The lead down to 1.
3 blocks now for Dennis Santiago. That should be a throw, but it's going to be called down anyway.
Point Dons.
Some ugly hand use here by number 4, Nick Wolf in orange.
We're tied at 8. And the freshman, Mitch Dreisbach, to serve.
Usually when you see a ball with especially when the ball is set with your hands and you see so much rotation on it, chances are it didn't come out cleanly.
Miss hit by Yarnell. And IPFW takes their first lead here in game 3 at 9-8.
It doesn't have to be perfect when you use your hands with no spin, not like the beach or anything like that, but usually you want to have some consistency with your hand sets.
Service error on Dreisbach, and we're tied at 9.
Of course, I always preferred the bump set, Mike. Here's this spinner serve.
Service error by Steve Yarnell.
Tosses the ball so high in the air. Just that little misstep could cost you, and it cost him right there. It looked like he was a little early trying to hit that attack and caught it on the way down.
Staley serving for the Dons. And Ruiz's block is wide. Point Findlay. We're not take it back.
Yeah, you're correct.
It is point Findlay.
We're tied at 10. Ruiz off the hands and down. That was a touch off the hands.
Well, waiting for that decision from Greg Roth, and he did a double take.
He looked around.
11-10, Duns on top. Angel Ruiz to serve. Wolf tried to set up Monroe, and Scott got too much arm. Ball floated out of bounds.
Wolf trying to set that faster tempo loop set outside. That time the hitter caught the ball way behind his head, couldn't control his arm swing. Ball sailed 50 feet long.
Maxton blocked by Sanders. And the Dons are on a bit of a run right now, and Findlay decides to call a timeout. Let's take a break as well. 13-10, IPFW on top of Findlay. You're watching IPFW Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
Since you graduated from college, we haven't seen too much of you.
We know you've been very busy climbing the ladder of success.
We've been watching you on your way up.
And we've enjoyed seeing you put your degree to work.
Now, how about sharing your time with us?
Your expertise would come in handy, too.
You can reconnect with your alma mater through your alumni association.
It's time for you to come back to your campus.
Call your alumni office today.
Welcome back, everybody. Get a good look at some of the fans in attendance here at the Hilliard Gage Sports Center on Saturday night in January. Perfect volleyball evening. We are in Game 3 of our best-of-5 match between Findlay and IPFW. Dons won Game 1, 30-23. Game 2, 30-26. And they lead here in Game 3, 13-10. Looking for match victory number 2 this year, as they are 1-1 coming into this contest.
More importantly, though, getting their first win for the MIVA Conference. Angel Reese serves up another ace. IPFW's best rotation with the best server. Probably the best player as well on the team at this point.
Ruiz with the jump serve. Wolf sets up Overfield, but Jeff is long. And we come to the mandatory 15-point break. And it's 15-10 in favor of the Volley Dons. Tune in Sundays at 12:30 p.m. for Alliance Update. The Fort Wayne Allen County Economic Development Alliance and the IPFW School of Engineering, Technology, and Computer Science co-sponsors this series, highlighting local organizations and companies' technical initiatives. This month, host Rob Young speaks with Karen Goldner, Economic Development Director for the City of Fort Wayne, and Regan Scroggs, Chief Technology Officer for the Alliance, about developing the telecommunications infrastructure in Fort Wayne and the likely impact this will have on economics in our area. That's 12:30 p.m. Sunday afternoons for Alliance Update right here on College 56.
You just mentioned you said this was a normal January, you said, or a nice January?
Well, it's perfect. It's perfect for volleyball.
This is an abnormal January. 50 degrees outside today. It's gorgeous weather that we're having.
So we've been transplanted to the West Coast.
Perfect volleyball weather outdoors as well. We've been blessed to have such nice weather so late into the month of January. But yes, it is perfect volleyball weather, Mike.
As far as IPFW is concerned right now, Findlay has some other ideas, and we'll see what they can do to correct it. As we're back to the action, 15-10, Ruiz with the serve. And a block by Sanders as he denies Buttermore the kill.
7 attacking errors rather, for Findlay here in Game 3. They only have 5 kills. They're hitting negative.
Ruiz with a powerful jump serve there.
X-play. Nicely run
Nice
there.
done there by Jeff Overfield off the set of Nick Wolf.
Coming into the night's match, Jeff Overfield was averaging just under 4 kills a game, while Angel Ruiz for the Mastodons was averaging just over 5.
Monroe with the serve for the Oilers. Ruiz with the kill for the Dons.
Looks so fluid there.
What a nice little combination. The setter, Dennis Santiago, to the killer, Angel Ruiz. That's a horrible term to use, but Overfield comes back with a kill of his own for Findlay.
It is a nice combination, but if you take a look right now, Angel Ruiz, 16 kills. Santiago has 5, Bellman has 5, and Sanders has 5. So you can tell that the kill margin between number 1 and number 2 for IPFW is drastic. If you're IPFW, that could be a concern for the coaching staff. That Ryan Staley, Mitch Dreisbach, and Nick Bellman aren't seeing any more balls, or even Josh Sanders for that matter, as that ball is struck long. So that perhaps a concern offensively for head coach Arnie Ball, assistants Mark Franke, Dennis Johnson, Lisa Horman, Dave Schmidlin. You need good production all the way around. Of course, it's nice to see that Angel Ruiz gets his double-digit kills as well, but see if other players can step up as well and get some kill activity.
Speaking of stepping up, they're giving the point to IPFW.
That shot hit the antenna. Good call. IPFW now up 8 points, 20-12 here in game 3. Bellman's continuing to serve nicely, and another hitting error. Make that 10 hitting errors here in game 3 for the Oilers of Findlay. You can't win matches, or even games for that matter, when you're hitting negative. Findlay hitting negative 13% here in game 3.
Well, it's now 21-12, and the Volleyball smell blood. There's no doubt about it. Bellman continuing to serve. Nice block by Josh Sanders. Good dig by Staley, but another dig by Santiago. Wolf setting up Overfield. Santiago setting up Staley.
That ball's out of bounds. That ball hit the antenna by Ryan Staley.
But I'll give both teams credit. They played the point. It was a long rally. 21-13, IPFW on top. Overfield serving for the Findlay Oilers. Service error. Too much mustard on it. Substitution. Dustin Sherman, we should have mentioned this a long time ago. Dustin Sherman started the match as libero, was pulled, replaced by Arcia Cleus, and now he does what he does best. He is one of the better servers on this team.
Front slide.
Nice kill there by Josh Noblett.
Well, it should be mentioned that Nick Bellman was the libero up until the point, and then when both Jeff and Maddie were out, Maddie was replaced by Ryan Staley. This week, Nick Bellman had a good week of practice on the left side, so coach has rewarded him with starting time at the left side position, giving Dusty and Aris opportunities at the libero position.
Point down, says Wolf and Noblett unable to block it cleanly. Makes it 23-14. Volleyball's on top here in game 3. Another substitution for the Dons. Matt McCarter, 6'5" freshman out of Lafayette. Here's first appearance of the night. Service error, just long. So it's 23-15. Substitution for Findlay, number 5, Andy Campbell. 6 foot, 160-pound sophomore from Ottawa, Ohio.
See if Findlay has anything in the tank to make a comeback, and if they continue that kind of play.
They don't. It's just 24-15 thanks to the service error by Campbell. And now Ryan Staley will serve for IPFW. Good kill by Wolf. McCarter read it, tried to dig it out, but it was wide. 24-16 now. IPFW 6 points away from match victory. Santiago setting up Ruiz, and Angel puts it away. It's now 25-16.
Nice job by Angel Ruiz. Should be noted that after tonight, next weekend, the Mastodons will travel to Mercyhurst to play match number 2 of the conference.
Buttermore gets the credit for the kill, just 25-17.
Before the
and then we're going to talk about
potatoes.
Then we're going to talk about a big weekend in 2 weeks here at IPFW.
Actually, they're kind of back-to-back weekends. They're kind of divided up nicely for entertainment purposes.
Nice kill by Santiago. 26-17, and what we're alluding to, 2 weeks from now, on Friday night, it's Ball State, Saturday night, Ohio State, followed by 2 more matches the following weekend. Sanders setting up Bellman, and Nick mishit it.
Great backside though by Josh Sanders. Little mishit there by Nick Bellman. Yeah, Friday, February the 8th, Ball State will come here. Then the very next night, Saturday the 9th of February, the Buckeyes of Ohio State will be in the building, so that's a huge weekend.
And the following week, it's Quincy on Friday the 15th and Lewis on Saturday the 16th. All 4 of those matches here at the Gates Center, and all 4 of those matches to be televised by College 56 Sports.
Very entertaining, high caliber of volleyball coming here to the Gates Sports Center in February.
Right now it's 27-18. Another substitution for IPFW. Number 7, Jason Morgan, a 6'5" freshman out of Plymouth, Minnesota. I think it's the first time he's been in action this year.
We have a little delay as we talk about a rotation problem. Anytime a referee goes over to the stable, whether it's about points or rotation.
5 went in for 10. 10 went back in. Yep. Boy, you get a team delay warning and you got to replace 10 with. No, I don't. 5 went in for 10.
Yeah. So only 14 and 10 can play that spot.
Right.
So 10's in the game now. Give me like the warning.
Talking about substitution.
I think we've got it solved now.
Nonetheless, this is just a little technicality into the inevitable. IPFW 3 points away.
Never say never, Ryan.
That's true. I never said, did I say never? I never said never. I never said never. We're just talking about this, so you're only allowed a certain amount
Team delay warning for an illegal sub. 10 came in back twice. So 10 stays, warning only.
Substitution. So it will be a warning.
It must have something to do with somebody coming in.
For the illegal substitution on Findlay's part.
Ready, guys?
Now we've got it straightened out. We're ready to go.
27-18. IPFW on top. Jason Morgan to serve. Good dig, Santiago. And Findlay gets the point. As Noblet puts it away. Makes it 27-19, and Jeff Overfield with the serve. Santiago sets up Sanders. That's Josh's best kill of the night.
Josh Sanders with the detonation right there. Wow.
As a reward, he gets to serve at 28-19.
He did that for his father, who was in the crowd tonight, coming up from Wisconsin to see his son play.
Maxton gets credit for the kill. 28-20 now. The lead is 8. Findlay to serve. It'll be Patrick Maxton, 6'1" junior from Centerville, Ohio. Santiago.
And the fish out there inducing the net violation on number 12, Scott Monroe of Findlay.
And we are at match point. Match point, 29-20. IPFW. Matt McCarter to serve. Findlay stays alive, courtesy of Scott Monroe. 29-21. There's only, what, 8 more match points here?
IPFW, we're going to call timeout. IPFW in the front row, I'll just tell you quickly. Santiago, the setter, is up. Angel Ruiz and Ryan Staley as well.
Let's take a break. You're watching IPFW Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
I really wanted to go for an Indiana University business degree.
But with housing and tuition, it really adds up, and the money just wasn't there to go away to college.
And with a 2-year-old, my housing options were kind of limited anyway.
And the truth is, I really wanted to keep my job and stay close to home.
Going to IPFW made all that possible.
IPFW? It's the best choice I ever made.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. The right school, right here, right now.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center on the campus of IPFW. Mike Miles, Ryan Perrott with you. We are at match point number 2 for IPFW. 29-21, they lead here in game 3. Findlay's Josh Knoblich. A serve, and it's a service error. And this match is over. Lickety split, this match is over. IPFW wins game 3, 30-21. They win it in straight sets, so to speak, 30-23, 30-26, 30-21. Volleyball improved to 2-1 overall, 1-0 in MIVA play. Findlay drops to 4-2. They are 0-1 in MIVA play. Preliminary thought, Mr. Perrott, and we're going to go to break and hopefully have some visitors.
Well, it's a nice start for IPFW to get off to a good start in conference play. A little shaky at times, a little erratic, and I think that's going to be the key for them is consistency without, of course, Jeff Pitak and Matt Spashevsky in from the outside position. Nice job again by Dennis Santiago and Angel Ruiz. Josh Sanders got more involved as well tonight. So it's a good start, good building block for IPFW. We'll see if they can carry that over next week at Mercyhurst.
Players and coaches congratulate each other. IPFW in a circle right now. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we hope to have head coach Ernie Ball and a couple of the players as well, get a chance to talk to them about this match. But let's go to break. You're watching IPFW Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
Dr. Matthew Kubik is an architectural engineering professor at IPFW who utilizes his experience to teach his students one-on-one.
So it's really shoulder-to-shoulder learning that we're looking at problems together for the first time.
Dr. Kubik also is the director of the honors program at IPFW. His ability to teach on a personal level allows him to educate to the needs of his honors students.
They want more conversation. They want a closer contact with professors. They want interactive learning in the classroom.
He is thankful for the advantages of a combined classroom of young students and students who are returning to college after years in the workplace.
That mix of students creates a classroom environment that is exciting, that's vibrant.
IPFW, the right school, right here, right now.
I wanted to study engineering so I could get a better job without giving up the job I've already got.
Of course, getting a degree without going into debt was pretty high on my list, too.
And I wanted the kind of education that I could only get in smaller classes with the professor's full attention.
IPFW offered me all of that. And the Purdue engineering degree is going to look pretty good on my resume.
Going to IPFW is the best choice I ever made.
IPFW, the right school, right here, right now.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center on the campus of IPFW. Our match has just been concluded. The Volleyball victorious over the University of Findlay tonight, winning 30-23, 30-26, and 30-21. We are happy to be joined now by the head coach of the Volleyball, Ernie Ball. And, Coach, first and foremost, the numbers say it's an easy win, but I don't think it was as easy as it looked.
Well, the numbers in our two middles and Dennis say it's an easy win, but if you look at our two outsides, and I got to look and find Dreisbach, where's he at on that sheet? You see him, right? Oh, there he is.
Third one from the top.
You know, he hits negative, and our two outsides hit zero. It's not an easy win.
You know, it was tough. You've lost two of your better players. And we talked about it before, Matt Spashevsky, Jeff Pitak. You've had to make some changes in the lineup. How has that process evolved, having to replace two of your better players?
Well, you know, you don't ever replace people like Jeff and Matt. You know, you have other players come in and take their position and hopefully make themselves better. And that's what I'm alluding to right there. You know, Nick Bellman and Ryan Saylor are playing those two positions right now, and they've got to raise their level offensively. I thought they both did okay passing until I look at all the numbers. It's really hard to tell. But that part was okay, and I thought Nick really did a nice job blocking. I'm real pleased with Nick's blocking, but we have to have more offensive production out of our left side.
I thought another player who, at least in spots, played well tonight was Josh Sanders. And Ryan Perrott and I alluded to the fact that he's going to have to step up a notch and show his senior experience and leadership as well, especially with the loss of the other two teammates.
Well, there's no doubt but what, both of our middles, Angel and Josh, have got to be key factors not only offensively, but the middle blocker is the stalwart of your defense. I mean, that's where the defense starts, is with middle blocking. And so both he and Angel have got to be able to anchor our defense, starting with that middle blocking position.
Last weekend, you had a chance to take your team up to Halifax, Nova Scotia for some matches that didn't count in the standings, but it gave you a chance to utilize some of the other members of the team. How important was that trip now, looking back?
Well, I think it would have been really important if Matt and Jeff would have been there, too, because it would give us a chance to develop some continuity. In this particular case, it gave us a chance to see some of these young kids play. That's why Nick Bellman's in the starting lineup tonight. When we played Long Beach, he was our libero, and would have continued to be if it wasn't in Canada as well. But he played really well in Canada, so that's why we moved him in there. And Heracleos passes the ball really well. So that's why we started with Dusty at libero tonight. Dusty struggled a little bit, but he's a good server, so we let Aris play libero. And so that trip up there was real important in regards to just trying to develop some additional personnel since we've lost Jeff and Matt.
We begin the schedule in Amoeba now with a win tonight. Now let's look ahead a little bit. Next week you take on Mercyhurst on the road, and then you come back 4 big matches in a row, all here at the Gate Center with Ball State, Ohio State, Quincy, and Lewis. I know you don't like to look ahead too far, but can you take a quick look ahead at some of these upcoming matches now?
Well, certainly. The Mercyhurst match, I think the Mercyhurst team is very similar to this team we played tonight. The difference, of course, is you play on the road, not at home. Certainly, I think Ball State is the best team in our conference, real close, followed by Loyola and Lewis. And Ohio State has maybe the best player in the league, and the fast kid, just rips the ball. So it'll be a tough schedule for us, but we have to take them one match at a time and know that we're going to struggle some, but these young kids will get better because of this playing.
Final thought on this match just completed tonight.
I'm really pleased with Game 3 because we told the kids that, like Long Beach, if we don't come out and be ready to play, they develop the momentum, and they did develop some momentum. But we came back. I thought Angel served the ball really well. We blocked a couple balls. And then Matt McCarter came in and served a couple balls, and so did Jason Morgan. And I'm really pleased I was able to get all the kids a chance to play a little bit.
Well, we'll let you go. Again, congratulations on the victory tonight. Good luck on the road next week, and then we look forward to seeing you again in 2 weeks when Ball State and Ohio State come to town.
Be a big weekend in a couple weeks.
Thank you again.
Thanks, Mike.
Head coach Arnie Ball of the victorious IPFW Volleyball says, again, they are successful tonight, defeating University of Findlay 30-23, 36, and 30-21. Again, with the win, they improved to 2-1 overall, 1-0 in MEVA play, while Findlay drops to 4-2 overall, 0-1 in the conference. A couple of quick reminders before we say goodbye. Tune in next Friday at 7 o'clock for a replay of this volleyball match tonight. That's a replay of tonight's match next Friday at 7 o'clock here on College 56 Sports. Next Saturday afternoon, we come back again live as we bring you men's basketball action as Coach Doug Knoll's team takes on Lipscomb University from Nashville, Tennessee. Tip-off at 1 p.m. And as always, we invite you to join us during the week for Mastodon Spotlight and the Arnie Ball Show, which is seen on Wednesday and Friday evenings. So that's a quick look at what's ahead in the near future here on College 56 Sports. And time now for us to just about say goodbye. I get to get one final comment from Ryan Perrott on this match tonight.
Good win for IPFW to start. A couple shaky moments at times, but, it's as suspected with this starting lineup that they have, and working in Nick Bellman and Mitch Dreisbach and Ryan Staley. So a nice win for IPFW. Hopefully they'll continue to build on it and take it to Mercyhurst next weekend.
And then in 2 weeks, as Arnie and I just talked about, back-to-back big weekends, but in 2 weeks when we're on again, Ball State on February the 8th, Ohio State on February the 9th, and then the week after that, it is Quincy and Lewis University.
One of the biggest weekends of volleyball I can remember in a while.
Sir, it's always a pleasher.
Well, it's been a great day, hasn't it, Mike? It's been a great day.
Great day, except for the women's basketball team losing, but we will look forward to working together again in 2 weeks if I can get my tongue untied.
My pleasure as always.
I want to remind you that our program today was sponsored by Pizza Hut at the Marketplace of Canterbury, featuring the After the Game Buffet. We'd like to thank at this time the College 56 production crew, the IPFW athletic staff, the City of Fort Wayne, Comcast Cablevision, the IPFW Learning Resource Center, and especially the IPFW Office of University Relations and Communications for their contributions to this College 56 sports telecast. This telecast of IPFW Sports is copyrighted and the sole property of the College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized duplication, exhibition, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this event without expressed written consent is strictly prohibited. We hope you've enjoyed our telecast of IPFW Sports, and we thank you again for joining us tonight. For Ryan Perrott, this is Mike Maas saying so long for now. Once again, the IPFW Volleyball victorious over the University of Findlay Oilers, winning by game scores of 30-21, or 30-23 rather, 30-26 and 30-21. They improved to 2-1 on the year. Until next time, we wish you a fond farewell from the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW.